You climbed a staircase today and never looked at it. Your eyes were on your phone, and your legs simply carried you upward. While your mind was elsewhere, your body was doing the arithmetic. Lift this much, reach that far, repeat. You navigate the space completely blind to the mechanics of it. A staircase cannot flatter you, and it cannot be faked. It is the most honest element in a building. But if a single step is a centimeter too tall, your foot finds the error, and your momentum comes to a jarring halt. You stumble fractions of a second before your conscious brain even registers that something went wrong. That is the quiet miracle of a good stair. It works by vanishing, because your physical frame is constantly, silently auditing the architecture in real time, tread by tread. That audit has a strict mathematical history. In 1675, French architect Nicolas François Blondel realized static materials must respond to dynamic human biomechanics. Blondel observed a level human stride, concluding that twice the riser's height plus 1 tread's depth equals 1 human pace. This relationship survives today as a narrow comfort band. Modern building codes enforce the 7-11 rule: maximum 7-inch riser, minimum 11-inch tread. Your body calibrates to these dimensions on the first 2 steps. Once you clear them, your nervous system locks in the math and runs on autopilot, no longer actively measuring the height of the next step. Because of this blind trust, legal building codes mandate incredibly tight tolerances. Within a single flight, the largest and smallest riser can differ by a maximum of just 3/8 of an inch, about 9 millimeters. If an inconsistent step pushes past that tiny fraction, it feeds the leg a height it has already stopped checking. Studies on stairway falls consistently point back to this specific geometric failure. Preventing millions of injuries relies entirely on absolute mathematical consistency across the entire structure, rather than the perfection of one single step. Before a foot ever touches a tread, these biological limits dictate how an architect drafts the physical blueprint. A staircase is pure spatial circulation. It is a massive structural obligation, not a decorative object you can simply bolt on at the end of a project. Divide total floor-to-floor height into equal risers to fix your vertical geometry. Multiply the treads to find the horizontal run the floor plan must surrender. It's a zero-sum trade-off. A gentler climb forces the run to grow outward. The longer the run, the more floor space the stair eats. A wall must move, and the room next door physically shrinks to accommodate the math. Because of this geometric chain reaction, the perfect staircase is a plan and section decision, permanently locked together at the absolute beginning of design. Even the grandest architectural spaces are bound to this math. Bernini's Scala Regia in the Vatican is pure theater engineered to overwhelm the eye, yet underfoot, it must still keep faith with the biological limits of the human leg. A stair designed only to be looked at and not to be climbed is not architecture. It is a sculpture that hurts. This unyielding ratio is locked into the building's structural DNA the moment the first section is drawn. You cannot easily correct a bad step in a finished building. To fix a geometric failure later, you must physically demolish floors and move structural walls. No elevation drawing or glossy 3D render will ever alert you to this error. Only a physical body on the stairwell, and by then the walls are already up. Design decisions are cheap to sketch, but punishing to reverse. This is why professionals rely on Depix design intelligence to guarantee their concepts survive the unalterable reality of human geometry before the first stone is cast.